Hi, Steve from Chorus Guitar, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build two presets for the country style, the country genre. I'm going to do country picking and I'm going to do a country rock sound, which you've just heard. Now, country has really taken off in the UK and around the world for that matter. I mean, it's been mega in the United States. And I thought it'd be a really good idea to create a preset, or two presets should I say, to go with my series of preset creation. So I've done blues already, I've done metal, and I decided country would be a really good one. I'm going to do some more as well in the series. So keep yourself, on my notifications if you can, and subscribe, that'd be lovely. And then you can keep up with the preset builds. Okay, so without further ado, let's crack on and let's start building some presets. So to connect your GP-5 and GP-50, what you need to do with your device is just make sure that the Bluetooth icon is flashing on and off. You hold down the parameter button for 3 seconds on the GP-5 and that will make that flash on and off. Okay, now what I need to do now is I need to go to this icon, press that, and then onto the GP-5 BLE. There we go, and then onto the connect device. And there you have it, there's the app, ready for you to make your new presets. Right, the first preset that I'm going to make is the country picking preset. It's going to be a clean preset and it's going to have some slapback delay and it's going to have a little bit of compressor on it as well. So let's get on with it and let's have a look at that patch setting, which is your overall volume for your patch. It says preset volume on there. I'm going to pop it up to 80. If you hear any creaking, it's my chair, you'll have to excuse it, it's a bit creaky. Okay, so that's all set up now. Let's pop onto the preamp here and let's just arm it. And I'm going to select the comp 4, well it's already selected actually, and let's have a look at what the settings are for that. So I've got I want to set it to, let's see what we've got. My sustain, I would like to set it at 30. Let's put that onto 30 there, or thereabouts. You know, these are rough approximations. Volume, I want 40. It's at 50 at the most, we'll just take it down a little bit. The next thing I would like to do is the attack at 20. The attack really is when the effect comes in. So if you want it to come in pretty quick, set your attack low, okay? Mine's set to 21, then that's absolutely fine. Okay, the clip, I'm going to leave at 10, and that's the compressor setup. Right, the next thing that I'm going to look at is I'm going to use a NS, okay, and arm that. What that is, it's a capture. They call it a snap tone on here, and I'm going to select the twin RVB. Well, you can guess what that one is. Okay, so that's what that is, and I'm going to use a gain at 20. So I don't need a lot of gain on this. There we go, gain at 20. I'm going to put my volume to 60. I'm going to put my bass at 60. Let's just move down a little bit further. Let's have a look at the middle. The middle's set at 50, but I've just nudging the treble up very slightly to 55. Just a little bit, there we go. Lovely job. So that's all armed. Now then, what else do we need now? Well, I don't need the amp or the cab because we're already using the capture on there. So I'm now going to go to the EQ, and I'm going to use EQ1. Press that EQ button there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set 125 Hertz to 5, which is the low end, the sort of bass end. Just give it a little bit of fatness there. Okay, the 400 Hertz, the 800 Hertz, and the 1.6 kilohertz, I'm going to leave at 0. Looking at the 4 kilohertz, which is quite sort of the glassy bit, I'm going to place, let's have a quick look, at 10. Okay, so when you want that sort of high frequency, that's ideal there. The volume, I'm going to leave at 50. Okay, on to my next setting, which is the delay. Let's arm that. And the delay sound that I'm going to use is the pure one, which is set on already. Now the mix, I'm just looking at the top, what have I got my mix set to? I'm going to set that to 10%. I don't want a lot of it. I just want this effect just to be kind of negligible. Let's just try that again. It's quite a sensitive app. It's good, but it's a bit sensitive. The time I'm going to pop that down to 125. So this is going to give us a proper slap back. It's going to be great. I do believe I was watching an Albert Lee video once, and I think he mentioned he uses a 125 millisecond slapback, and it's good enough for Albert, it's good enough for me. Okay, and I've been very lucky to meet him on a couple of occasions, and he's one of the best players I've ever heard. He's amazing. I'm going to put the trail on as well, and I'm going to use a little tiny bit of reverb. Let's put that on. And the reverb I'm going to use is spring. As per usual, I do like spring. I like plate as well. I like all sorts of reverbs. Spring and plate are sort of my favourites. So on this one, the decay, which is the length of your reverb, I'm going to take it right down to 12 because I don't really want a lot of it. I just want it in the background. I just want it so it doesn't sound too dry. That's all I'm looking for on this patch. The mix, I'm going to set that to 18. I know it sounds weird, but when I tested the patch, 18 just sounded kind of good. Okay, so let's have a listen to that now. Is my reverb on? Let's check that. I'll put the trail on as well while we're at it. So that is my clean patch. So here's the second patch that I'm going to create, and this is one which is the country rock patch. So it's got some overdrive on it, not too much overdrive, but it'll be ideal for doing sort of modern country rock solos. First of all, let's have a look at the noise reduction, and the noise reduction is going to have a threshold, and I'm going to turn that on, of 25. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do now is go to the preamp. It's going to be a compressor actually that I'm using for this, and I need that compressor, like I said on the last preset, because I need to let it pop a little bit. It's got to have a little bit of a pop to it for that country sound. Okay, so I'm going to use the comp for compressor, and the sustain is going to be set to 20, which it is already. Attack on 20, so we don't want a lot of attack on there, just a little bit. We want the compressor to come in early. We don't want it to come in later. That's why I'm putting the attack down to 20. We want it to be quite instant. The clip I'm going to have on 10. That's correct. The volume is going to be on 50, which it is at the moment. That's absolutely fantastic, and I need to arm it by pressing the button there. Okay, on to the next parameter, which is the distortion, or overdrive, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to select the super overdrive, and I'm going to arm that. Excuse me, banging my camera there. Now, the settings for the distortion are going to be this. The tone's going to be set at 50, which it is at the moment. The gain is going to be set quite low at 15. Okay, and the volume is going to be set quite low, again, at 15. There we have it. So I won't play the guitar just yet because there's no amp emulation. It's going to sound a bit horrible, to be honest with you. Excuse my chair if it's making a noise in the background. It's a bit of a clicky chair. Okay, twin reverb amp selected, or twin RVB, I presume that's what it is. Okay, and the N and S, I'm going to click on that, and now we're going to set up that twin RVB. Okay, so how do we set that up? So I'm going to set the gain to 70. I'm going to set the volume to 60. I'm going to set the bass to 50, which it is already. Oops, a day. The problem is you touch these things and try and scroll down, and sometimes it adjusts them. So if you come across the same thing, yeah, I feel it, I really do. Okay, so middle 50 and treble 50 as well. Now we can have a listen to, That volume was at 70, wasn't it? Okay. Now we can have a listen to what it sounds like. In fact, the volume was at 60. As I say, it is a little bit of a pain when you're trying to move around. It's a lovely app. It's just that, yeah, I can't keep raising and lowering the parameters. Okay, so this is what it sounds like. It sounds a little bit dry, doesn't it? Okay, so what we need to do is also I need to EQ it, and we're going to use the guitar EQ on this one. But it's good to hear the patch as it's being created, so we can have a bit of a bearing on that. The 125 I'm going to leave where it is. The 400 hertz I'm going to leave where it is on 0. I'm going to drop the 800 hertz to -10. Oops. Around there, yeah, cool. And I'm going to raise the 4 kilohertz to 15. Did I say 4 kilohertz? The 1.6 kilohertz, sorry, I'm going to drop to -10. Apologies there. And then when I get to the 4 kilohertz, I'm going to raise that. So that wants to be -10 there. Yeah, and the 4 kilohertz to 15. I do have it written down next to me. I'm just keep... Otherwise, I'd never remember it. Okay, the volume I want to set to 70. There we go. So let's have a listen to that now. Oh, once I've armed the EQ. Otherwise, it's going to sound pretty much the same. Right, this is what it sounds like on the front pickup. I'm just going to play a few bluesy licks and chords. And here's on the humbucker. Gives you a bit of an idea. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to add that slapback delay, which we need for that country tone, country sound. And I'm going to be using the pure delay, I do believe. Let's check that. Yes, I am going to be using the pure delay. And let's have a look. The time I'm going to pop down to 125. Because we want that really cool slapback sound, which is the signature sound of country kind of picking and whatever. The feedback I'm going to put at 20. Of course, you can change any parameter you want to do on this. I mean, it's up to you. This is just my guideline for you. Okay, especially if you've never made a patch up like this. The mix I'm going to set at 10. So I'm not going to use a lot of effect on here, but it will be, you will hear it as you will now. Turn my volume on my guitar, that'd be really useful. You can hear that now. Lovely. Right, onto the reverb. Yeah, I keep turning the volume down on my guitar and forgetting to turn it up when I'm about to give you a little bit of a listen to it. So it's just that I'm trying to not let it sound in the background because I don't want that to happen. Okay, so spring reverb. Let's have a look at that. Decay set at 30. So just take that down a little bit. Okay. The mix on this I'm going to set to 15. There we have it, and arm that reverb. I'm just going to arm the trails on these two pedals. The trail, well, on most devices I've got, what it does is, when you go from one patch to the next, it sort of lets the reverb carry on sort of thing, or the delay. That's what happens on most devices, and I presume that's what Valeton have done with this. So let's have a listen to it now. Now we've got the delay on, now we've got the reverb on. See what it sounds like. Into the middle pickup. Okay, and onto the humbucker. Bit of a difference there. Yeah, so there you have it. So that is my country rock sound. And you've got the country picking sound as well. Have fun with it. Don't forget to subscribe and like and notify or whatever, and pass some comments on what you think to the patches. I do get quite a lot of comments, and they're really helpful to me, so I know what to do in the future and all that sort of thing. And enjoy yourselves. I'll see you soon.